In this video, we will demonstrate how to build a uterine manipulation simulation. The materials needed for this project include plywood that could also be substituted for a heavy cardboard, one piece of a 2 by 4 inch piece of lumber, wood screws, a 6-inch elastic sheet, pink felt that we used about 8 to 10 pieces, elastic cord that is 3/8 inch or smaller, a foam cowboy hat from the craft store, 7/8 inch cup hooks. You'll need 2 of these, one for each side of the simulator, hot glue gun, OR drapes, the V-Care uterine manipulator, or you could substitute for whatever manipulator you use at your institution, a uterus, and this could be from a high fidelity set or made from a large sponge if you do not have access to a high fidelity set. To begin, we're going to go through the assembly of the box. To start the assembly, you're going to cut 4 squares of plywood with 1 foot by 1 foot dimensions, and then assemble the wood into a partial box, leaving both the top and the back of the box completely open. You'll then cut 2 triangles from the 2x4 by bisecting it at a 45-degree angle. Attach the 2 triangles to the box about 2 inches from the top of the box. You're going to place the cup screws onto the innermost corner of each triangle, as depicted in the first and second image clearly. You'll then cut a 4-inch square into the center of the front of the box. You'll secure a 6-inch piece of elastic sheet over the hole in the front of the box, and then you're going to use a scalpel to cut a small hole. We did about 1/2 centimeter incision into the elastic, and that's going to serve as the external cervical os. The elastic is going to be what simulates the resistance of the upper vagina. In order to create the vulva, what you're going to do is cut the top out of the foam cowboy hat, and then you're going to center that over the front of the box. You will probably need to trim the edge or the brim of the hat in order to prevent any overhang, and then use hot glue to secure that hat in place. Line the inside of the box with pink felt, and this is what's going to simulate the peritoneum, and then attach the felt with hot glue, and you can also cut a 1/2 centimeter incision in the felt just like you did the elastic, in order to simulate the internal cervical os. If you have access to a high fidelity uterine model, such as the External Pathologies Uteri package that's sold by Gomard, you can use that pre-made uterine model with this low fidelity box simulation as pictured in these images here. If you do not have access to that kind of uterine model, you can also cut a uterine model out of a large sponge like here in these images. The Gomard model does have elastic attachments already in place that serve as the round ligament to suspend the uterus and allow for manipulation. However, we found that very little pressure was necessary to dislodge that elastic round ligament. So what we did is we removed that pre-existing elastic round ligament, and we fed a continuous 8-inch long strip of 3/8-inch elastic cord through that uterus. We tied knots on the ends, and that is what we used to attach to the cup hooks. You'll then insert the uterine manipulator through the front of the box and secure the uterine model to the end of the uterine manipulator. If you have not already attached the elastic cords to each of the cup hooks, you'll want to do that now as well. You'll then secure the cup snugly to the elastic sheet on the front of the box, and then drape the outside of the model with OR surgical drapes. The total cost for this assembly of the uterine manipulation simulation was under $20, and the assembly time took about 2 hours. The next part of the video is going to show how we actually use this uterine manipulation simulator. As you can see, this model is pretty realistic, even though it is made from inexpensive and commonly found items. Here you will see the vulva, which is made from that foam cowboy hat. You can then see inside the vulva that the uterine manipulator is able to go inside and into the elastic material, which is what simulates the resistance that you would feel in the operating room from the vaginal wall. Here we have our uterus. We're using the Gomard model in this video, but the sponge model with elastic attachments could easily be substituted if there was not access to the Gomard model. The elastic is what represents the round ligaments that are suspended in the uterus by the hooks on the triangular pieces of wood. The student or resident practicing can fully use the manipulator to clearly see and practice manipulating the uterus to expose different angles that would be commonly needed for visualization in the operating room. The participant can watch themselves, see what they need to improve on, the amount of force needed to turn and manipulate the uterus, and this also allows for getting real-time feedback from instructors in a safe and reliable environment. We look forward to seeing how you were able to incorporate this model into teaching. Thank you very much.